I guess you could say that these shoes are invincible. So I still have my first version of the Nike Invincibles. It was a shoe that I mocked until I tried it. Then I just loved it and kept it in my road rotation for easy recovery days. It kicked the ass of a lot of Hokas at the time, and it's still one of my favorite breakthroughs in soft shoe tech. This is the third iteration, and it straddles the line of improving what was working and taking a step backwards in that quest for greatness. Yes, there's a huge slab of ZoomX midsole that feels like squishy marshmallow, and a soft, comfortable flyknit upper that keeps weight down. But I'm worried that the tech in the shoe may have missed the mark, as we may have a longevity issue in the material choice, or fashion has outpaced function. Will this shoe continue the surprise hits of Invincible's past, or are we looking at the version to skip? We have lots to talk about in today's review. Let's dive in, shall we?
Ginger Runner.
What is up, everybody? Ethan Newberry, the Ginger Runner, here for another Ginger Runner review. Today we're talking about this thick boy from Nike. It is the ZoomX Invincible Run 3. You might have seen this in the recent trail/road tested. Same shoe, plenty more miles. It's squishy. All right, so before we dive into the review, two quick caveats. First, have you considered joining the GR crew? I highly recommend it. There's a link in the description. Takes you over to our Patreon page where you can join a community of runners just like yourself from around the world. We have a Discord server, daily live streams, all sorts of good stuff, including this merch, which is honestly available to everybody. Links in the description as well. And second, the Ginger Runner disclaimer. This shoe was provided for review by Nike. I'm under no obligation whatsoever to say anything positive or negative about this shoe. I am not financially compensated in any way for anything that I say in this review. All opinions are my own. No one has to approve it. You're the first to see it. So give yourself a scratch right there. Like a real, oh yeah, that feels good. And let's get into this review. We like to start with the basics, the things that I like and dislike. Today is no different. Let's start with the things that I like. ZoomX midsole. It is no secret that I freaking love ZoomX. I think it is so fun and comfortable. In this case, the shoe has a ton of it, as the previous versions have. I think it's no surprise if you're looking at this shoe or getting the shoe, you're getting it kind of because of the ZoomX. So I love it. I think it's great. Good job, Nike. Lighter. It is a little bit lighter than the previous versions. 330 grams, aka 11.6 ounces in my size, size 11. It doesn't feel like a featherweight shoe, but when you're holding it up to other Nike Road offerings, it actually is kind of on the feather side. And I really appreciate that for something with that much underfoot and that much upper. It actually holds its own in the weight department. So yeah, I like the lighter essence of the Invincible Run 3. And stability. So the shoe maintains that sort of wide profile foot shape, but keeping the fit good and lockdown good, whilst providing you a platform that doesn't feel super awkward to and fro, laterally and medially. It definitely keeps a stable platform, and that is important in a shoe that has this much stack of soft material underfoot. That being said, it's not all cozy fireside PT sessions with the foam roller and chocolate syrup. There are a couple of things that I dislike about the Invincible Run 3. Let's get to those now. Too soft? Have we gone to the point of no return? There is so much ZoomX underfoot here, and it is so soft that one thing I felt in the earlier versions was that it would like absorb your foot. It was really great for recovery days. What I'm getting here is maybe a little too much in the heel, and maybe the balance is off from forefoot to rear. It feels like the forefoot is bottoming out before the heel absorbs a lot of the extra energy or weight of the human body. It feels a little unbalanced, and unfortunately, I think it is in due part to the ZoomX being a bit too soft. The ankle collar. So they've changed a lot of stuff up here. We just kind of have this knit upper with a real thick heel counter, which gives you that contoured shape, but there's not a lot of variability in how this ankle fits your foot. So if your foot doesn't fit this right out of the box, it's not gonna feel great. And finally, price. It's 180 bucks. It's a big price to pay for a road shoe that I would liken to the recovery day shoe. So for me, I found myself rotating this in on Sundays because that's sort of the day that I just kind of throw miles at the wall because I've done a lot of work on Friday and Saturday. And when you're paying $180 for a shoe that might be only a recovery day shoe, it's just kind of a higher price point. So I would like to see this around 150 bucks. But that's it for dislikes. So let's get a bit more specific in our breakdown. We talk about build quality, comfort, fit, price, and look, starting as always with build quality. I gotta give Nike some credit here on maybe upping their build quality game. I think everything is welded and polished and it's put together well. I think there's a lot of extra elements that add to the weight of shoes, whether it's the plasticine along the lace guard here, the extra plastic in the heel counter, but these are unique choices that they're doing on purpose. I think recycled materials is a good step in the right direction, Nike. So build quality is there. It is built quite well. Comfort, very comfortable shoe, very soft underfoot. Can certainly see this being the recovery day shoe, or the shoe that you really just need to like forget you're wearing something other than pillows on your feet. Probably the best descriptor right there. Fit. It fits pretty good. I think it's very voluminous. It's going to be very accommodating for a lot of different foot shapes. I think getting the lace down is easy enough. It'd be nice to see a gusseted tongue versus just a loose tongue made of the Flyknit material. But getting the laces locked down is good. The heel counter is a bit iffy depending on the shape of your ankle. Price, already mentioned it, $180. I think it's a little too high. I wish it was a little bit lower. And looks. Nike, always knocking it out of the park. I think this one is fine. I think it's probably the best looking version of the Invincible right now. I think that this sort of Flyknit green, black, white mesh is odd. That's sort of my descriptor for it, but I always love when they do bold colors, which they obviously do, and they have no shame in their design department. They're always cutting edge, doing the things that need doing. Nice job, Nike. Bringing us to our conclusion. So I still very much like the Invincible Run 3. You might have noticed in my trail/road tested where I did take these out in between other pairs of shoes, they felt like out of the box incredible. Especially when comparing them to other road shoes, you will see that this is a fantastic recovery day shoe because of how soft it is. There's just so few shoes like it, and I think that's sort of what helps this stand out and why it also might justify the price for a lot of people. I'd love to see a little bit more resiliency come from the Zoom X material, maybe a little less softness and more balance in the whole product, maybe a bit better fit system across the midfoot, forefoot, or ankle, just kind of work on that a little bit. It's just still really fun, maybe just a little mushy. And those are my thoughts. Bringing us to our final criteria, is the Invincible Run 3 a buy, try, or a why? In this case, I'm going to give it a try, because I think a lot of people might take their easy days or the recovery days a little too hard. I think this shoe forces you to not push too hard, not pick up the pace too fast, and just kind of let you sit back in those miles, do what you need to do to get your body to recover in a proper way. They're great casual shoes. They're great running around, walking around shoes. They're very comfortable. They're a try for me. That, my friends, is it. Have you tried the Invincible Run 3s or previous versions? Let me know in the comments of this video what you think. I'm quite curious. Let's get that conversation going. And if you would like to get a pair for yourself or you want more information, links in the description will take you over to Running Warehouse. You can get all your running gear through those links. They are affiliate links. They cost you nothing, but they do help the channel out, so consider using them. Rather than lining the pockets of the Bezoses of the world, consider getting the products through those links and then helping out the channels that you really enjoy on the back end. That's my pitch. Or join the Gia crew. There's lots of other discounts too. That's it. Hope you're getting out there, training hard, racing harder, and partying the hardest. I know I am. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.